Anyway, I thought I'd do a little video, one of my shaky videos, and I'm sorry it's a bit dark. It is the middle of, more or less, of June, and and it's cloudy and it's pouring down with frickin' rain, and my weeds in my garden look as though I'm growing bloody cannabis out of it's grown so high. Now this is the Senhaix I got for sale on eBay. I put it fairly reasonable to start, no one's bid on it. I expect they probably think it's broken, so I thought what I need to do is do a video to show you that it's perfectly okay. Well, I bought it off somebody that bought it and used it to receive on because it was too big to go in their car. And I dropped it off the table here onto the carpet. And you wouldn't believe what happened, the screen fell out. Well, I put it back in, this touchscreen didn't work. So I rang up Senhaix and they sent me another screen, which I undid the case, and there's a ribbon that plugs onto the board, and the ribbon feeds through and then that sticks on the front. Now I peeled the backing off and there was no self-adhesive on it. Inside the box there was like a little thin gasket that went round. Guess what? It was too small, it just fell through the hole. So I thought, well, a couple of spots of glue will do on each corner, then I'll just press it in. Well, the glue squidged out and there was 4 lumps of glue, so I thought, well, that's no good. So I got somebody else to look at it, and they put some double-sided, very thin double-sided rounds, cleaned the panel and then fitted it back. And just to prove a point that it is okay, I'm going to move it across, and I'm going to touch on Peanut, which is what I'm using. It's on the Echo channel, which allows you to do the testing, and I'm going to prove that it works. Oh, is it connected? It doesn't seem as though it is. Why? Help if I connected it, wouldn't it? It wasn't connected. Key up, Mexico 0 Papa Romeo Foxtrot, testing on a Senhaix N60, which is going to be put on eBay. My name is Jeffrey. I live 26 miles from the city of Bristol, inside the country. Mexico 0 Papa Romeo Foxtrot, testing on a Senhaix N60, which is going to be put on eBay. My name is Jeffrey. I live 26 miles from the city of Bristol, inside the country. Yeah, also remember there's a slight delay with any online things, so key up and take about a second before you speak. I'll do that again. Mexico 0 Pagua Romeo Foxtrot, 26 miles from the city of Bristol in the disunited kingdom, because it's never been more divided in your life. Mexico 0 Pagua Romeo Foxtrot, 26 miles from the city of Bristol in the disunited kingdom, because it's never been more divided in your life. Right, so that's it, and it's true, with all this politics that we've got. And everybody's concentrating on the wrong thing, of course. They don't realise that 100,000 disabled people are dying every 3 years. That's why they're keeping Brexit going, so they don't have to report on it. Fact. I don't say things being Asperger's syndrome unless I know. Right, so what we're going to do is close out of this. Echo. See if there's anyone on English one. Nothing. Yeah, there was a sort of honeymoon on here, but I think the honeymoon's gone. And for a few weeks it was very, very busy. Why is it stuck? No, it isn't. I don't find these pens are very good. Just use your fingers. These pens are more trouble than they're worth. You very often have to touch them more than once. You see it's completely dead on here tonight. But obviously it is working. And you click backwards, that to get out of it. You press that. That's your settings, just to prove the screen is working. And then you know apps. And that comes into your apps. I'm just going to open Nox Cleaner so you know that's working. There you are. So there's nothing wrong with it. The screen is working fine. So that's it, folks. I put it $79.99 to start, which I think is reasonable. It will come in with the apps already installed on it. It is a bit of a pain to do your apps, and I'll show you why in a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go like that and go onto Peanut where I've been. Now I can't let you use my account, so what I'm going to do is go up to Setup. Now, as you see, it's better to use the non-thing. You press that arrow backwards. And the problem is that when you put your call sign in and you press next, it doesn't really do anything. The keyboard doesn't pop down. So you put your name in, and what you do is you close out of it, and then you restart Mr. Peanut, and that's your call sign. It's in there, pretend call sign. You then press the code, then you put your code in. What's happened is that it's something to do with the program. You have to close out of it when you put the call sign and reopen it, put your password in, because the keyboard doesn't go down, and it's part of the way that Peanut works on a Senhaix. So be patient with it. If you find something doesn't work, you press done. Sometimes you got to press done. That's it. And then it comes back to the screen and you open the code. So if we do that again and we press setup, M0PRF, next, there was a thing marked done. Where's that gone? Yeah, what you have to do is go backwards, and you'll see your call sign is in there. You don't need to press the next. You press the code, and then you press the done. So what I'm going to do is take the PIN number out, because I do not want my call sign being used and then on it. Oh bollocks. That's the other thing. My fingers are a bit small. And I'm hoping that now that will say submit. Oh, it's still coming out the same. Yeah, that's it. My call sign is now out. So it's quite easy to do it. It's just having a bit of patience. And the Zello will open. Takes a while for Zello. Zello's a bit laggy, unfortunately. That's why I never use Zello. And as you see, that screen pops up in the way. You can't seem to get it down, and it's just a fault with how Android Senhaix Android works. So what you do is you have to put your call sign in, and then go backwards, then put your password in. It's a bit of a fiddle, but you get used to it. So I'm just showing you that. So if you find you're not getting the passwords and everything in. I don't know why there's all these setting ones here. I've probably done extra ones, I expect. But anyway, that's all working. There's also Echo Link, and Echo Link will work fine, and opens fine. Just close out of that. It's just a bit of a fiddle if you're not used to it, and I'm not. So even though I've had it a while, I still find Android a pain in the bloody bunkum to use. The best way to actually use this radio for programming is to plug a USB into your computer and use something called Total Control. Control your mobile phone from your PC, it's called, and that keyboard won't operate, and then it won't keep popping up over everything. I do not program these using the keyboard. I use the computer, and if I show you what I've got, this is Total Control. I haven't got it wired up to the Senhaix at the moment. It takes a while to run, open. It's heinously slow, but it will start up in about a minute or two, and it will connect to the Senhaix. And but at the moment the Senhaix isn't plugged in, but that should be showing now. It just takes forever to flip and do anything. Now the circle's decided to go. Let's press the open. obviously this is separate from the radio, and it says it fails to start if you run repeatedly. And I said, well, why did it take so damn long to do it then? So that's I can't see the close out of that. It's called Total Control Light, and that's what you want, and then you can program. That's why I'm sending the cable, the USB cable. So anyway, that's the Senhaix I've got for sale. It's got the microphone, the lead. These pens, don't use them, use your finger. They don't always work for some reason. I find it's easier to use your finger. But I'll include them anyway. And there's also a mains adapter that plugs in the wall, a car adapter, a bracket, some wooden mount. I bought have it mounted on off a mate of mine. So there you are, everybody. The Senhaix is fine, you've heard it. And I hope that's fine, and the screen's okay. It's not dropping out. It was fixed in by somebody that knows what they're doing, not me. And the screws will be sealed with a little bit of white paint in each hole, because I do not want it opened and then sent back saying it's faulty, and then find the screws have been opened. Do not open it, because if you mess with it, I don't want to refund it and notice it's been messed with. And I'm a proper radio am, and I've got qualifications in electronics, so I'm not exactly stupid. I also repair clocks, valve radios, things like that, and I have done since I was 14. I know not far off 60, so you know, obviously I know a thing or two. I'm not born yesterday. And then you do that, it sort of stays in standby, and if you want to switch it off, you press it. It does switch off and it seems to reboot. There is a thing you can do to stop that, but all you do is just press it once and it goes into sleep. There's no need to switch it off, and then it will update the automatic updates for you like a computer. So it's in sleep mode at the moment. Anyway, 73 0 Pagua Romeo Foxtrot, Nutty Aspie Radio Ham from Shepton Mallet in Somerset.